Tour Junkies.
What's going on, golf addicts? Welcome to the Worldwide Technology Championship from El Cardonal at Diamante in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico? Is that where we are? Yeah, Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Everybody's real excited about this tournament. So many big names, huge field.
Big one.
It's only the second year we've seen this golf course. Tiger Woods design, which I feel like he should be ashamed his name is even on the design of this golf course. We are in resort land, Mexico. You know what I mean? This is as resorty as it can get. It's very, very resorty. This isn't the one where is it next week the one where Billy Ho won and he was wearing it looked like he was a server at the resort after he won, they put him in like a chef's outfit or something. You remember that? Was that last year, Billy Ho? Am I remembering that right?
Yeah, but it certainly wasn't here because didn't EVR won here last year,
EVR,
right?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think it was next week. Bermuda.
Yeah, maybe it is next week.
We are presented to you by our friends at Swannies. Swannies.co, TJ25. They just had a new drop, the Black Swan drop. If you're the Black Swan in your family, go over there, head over to Swannies. Get you a little discount, TJ25, 25% off. It's the biggest discount code you can find on the interwebs. This awesome blade collar shirt that I'm rocking right here with a little pop of floral right there in that piece is from Swannies. Love my Swannies gear. You got it for men's, juniors, women's, all there on Swannies golf equipment, some golf equipment for the on-course experience as well. Christmas is coming. Don't delay. If your wife's like, what do you want? And you just can't think of anything, just be like, you know what, honey, give me something off of Swannies. Use code TJ25. Save us some money. Pick out whatever you like on Swannies and hook me up. That's what I would do. Right?
Yeah. I mean, their stuff is fantastic.
And we appreciate them supporting the podcast. We're going to make this pretty snappy. We're going to get into our favorite outright bets, some top 20 looks. As always, during the fall, we have our Thursday night football plus golf parlay, which I will say we're getting hotter. We're getting hotter. We started off.
We're getting close.
A little icy there in the beginning of the fall. Now we both hit our NFL props for the Zozo. We both hit the NFL side. But you came close. You had Sung J M top 10. Did he miss it by a shot at the Zozo?
I think 2 shots. He finished 13th.
Okay. I had Sahith, who just absolutely did not make the flight to Japan. I don't know what he was doing. He was terrible. But at least we hit the NFL side. You came close. So I feel like this is the week, and I'm going to drop a little teaser right here. I got a 3-legger this week.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm tripoding, parlaying 2 NFL legs and a golf leg for this parlay coming up at the end of the night, as well as a little bit of DFS chalk, some pivots we like. And then at the end, if we have time, this is election eve. The election is upon us, and we're going to talk about PGA Tour players as cabinet members and possible cabinet assignments and who would be the best for these. I had some fun thinking through some of these. We're gonna get to that at the end. It'll be a good time. You ready to go, Pat? You good?
Yeah, I am. I think I'm.
Are you
good.
excited, Pat? Show me your excitement for this tournament.
Woo!
I wish.
Was that?
Can you do it one more time because you froze.
Woo! Yay!
Oh dear. What do we need to know about this golf course? Like I said, second year we played here. Tiger Woods design. EVR won last year at, I believe, 28 under. I'm going to pull up our friends over here at Bet the Number. Let's take a look at last year's leaderboard. No shot link. Thanks, PGA Tour. That's cool. No shot link last year. I don't know if we'll have it this year. You know what the PGA Tour likes to do, Pat? Because they did it with the Zozo. They do like to keep you on your toes because everyone woke up Thursday at the Zozo and there was, voila, ShotLink had made it across the pond. I feel like I don't remember that happening in years past, but maybe I'm wrong. No ShotLink at this event last year. Probably won't have it this year because even the PGA Tour is like looking at the field going, no, we're not taking the shot. These guys are not worth tracking. But we do have some of the basic stats. 81% green in regulation, Patrick. 81%. The fairway numbers didn't pull through, but the fairway hit in regulation numbers are also extremely high. Like a 90% driving accuracy here. There is no rough, and it is there is trouble off the tee, but you got to miss big. Fairways are wide, very little trouble, big greens. A lot of them are kind of bowl-esque. So the ball just kind of holds the green. And if this place ain't windy, these guys are going to eat. And that's what happened last year. And that's what looks to be the case this year. I don't see very much wind at all in the forecast. EVR is, 1 at 27 under. Averaged over 5 birdies per round last year. I have gotten word from our friends at Bet the Number that the grass over here is incorrect. It is past Palom, wall to wall. So they're going to change that. Sometimes this stuff comes through weird from the PGA. The licensed PGA Tour data comes over weird at times. So that'll get changed. Par 72, played around 7,400 yards last year, and probably going to be similar here. It's going to be a birdie fest with no wind. I mean, would you add anything else to this?
No, I really don't have anything else to add to what you're talking about.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you. Yeah. So this is a birdie fest. I did call it. Didn't I call it for the Zozo? I said I felt like it was random wintertime at the Zozo.
Yeah, and we certainly got that.
I'm like, are we really going to be subjected to another like 3 years of Nico for this?
Yeah.
But we got it, and I bring that up to say it's highly likely again, this week that we just get some random winner with the strength of field being so terrible. And this golf course being a resort style course that all of these guys can eat up. I don't think you have to have strong form coming in here. I don't think you have to have played this golf course last year necessarily. It doesn't hurt, but I don't think it's mandatory. This is going to be random AF. We don't have a Bet the Number model posted yet. I did a really basic scoring model with a little bit of ball speed. I don't really care much about it. I didn't weight it very heavily, but I just want to see it in there. A lot of weight in the approach play, and I went back to proximity a little bit, Pat. I got some strokes gain approach and some proximity numbers in there. I got some putting in there because you're gonna have to make a bunch of putts to shoot 27 under, and strong weight on birdie or better percentage. That's kind of how I broke it down for El Cardonal. And if you like what you saw there, Bet the Number. By the way, I guess we're not going to have it this week, but we did have it last week or 2 weeks ago for the Zozo with ShotLink. The new prop tracker feature on Bet the Number, quite nice. The folks at BetTheNumberGolf.com adding a lot of new features in the fall, kind of sneaking them out there, but more to come by the time January hits and we get to the Tournament of Champions. That's going to be awesome. So if you want a BTN account, you don't already have one. I don't know why you would be getting it now, but code TJ gets you $5 off a month or $50 off for the year at BetTheNumberGolf.com. All the links in the description if you want to check it out. Outright bets, Patrick. How are we going to start your outright betting card? Where are we going? Take me to the top of the board. Your favorite is Max Gracerman, which is insane to think about.
That's just incredible when I first saw this.
Yeah.
He's been playing awesome.
He has been playing awesome.
But him as a favorite, poor Cam Young. He's in a field where he's
Cam Young.
He should be the stud of the field, but he's not even the favorite.
Cam Young, maybe surely he'll finish as the favorite, right? He's got to, right?
I mean, you would think, but he's still 4 points off of Gracerman. Gracerman's at 16 and he's at 20. I don't know if that's coming together.
I'm not touching either one of them.
I don't want either one of them. So,
I mean, it just really feels gross to take much of anyone up here, but I will say the first one that kind of gets my gander a little bit. And he's fifth in that birdie model, and he's coming off 2 top 5s. Matty Schmid seems ready to break out. Schmid feels he's 88th in the FedEx Cup standings. A win would likely project him into that top 60, which a lot of these guys are starting to vie in position for over the next 3 tournaments. Only 3 tournaments left to get into that for the FedEx Fall stuff to resolve itself. So top 60 or 51 through 60 for the next 2 signature events. You've got the up to 125 for full status, up to 150 for conditional. All those things are happening right now. The bubbles are happening for the next 3 weeks. This week, Bermuda, and then the RSM ending the season. So Maddie's at 88, playing nicely, hitting it nicely, putting it nicely his last few events. At 22, I guess if I got to pick a guy at the top, Matty Schmid, maybe. He's been close at times.
Yeah, he was actually mine. He was the first one I was going to go to, was
Total
Matty
agreement.
Schmid. So agreement there. Actually, I think I saw him at 25 to 1 on BetMGM. So a little bit better number there. But yeah, he's gonna be the first one I go to up here in the favorites.
We're picking 5 favorites. That's one. Give me your next one.
I really wanted to go with Bo Hostler, but I just don't think I can do it.
I'm not doing Bo.
I'm not going to do Bo.
If I'm not tempted by Bo, it's just not a. I think my Bo radar is actually pretty good.
It is, and I got a feeling just through the computer screen that you weren't on Bo. I'm going to go with Ben Griffin at 28 to 1. I feel like I continue to go with this guy, and it just. But he does feel like somebody that can win this golf tournament. And
you think Dana's traveling with him to Los Cabos, Mexico? You think Dana?
I mean, this resort.
Dana's
got to
around?
be there. Dana's got to be there.
She's
drinking she's drinking a margarita.
Yeah,
you know, she's or a Mai Tai.
Or
Mai Tai is more Hawaiian,
or a buttery nipple or something.
Yeah.
Dana, TikTok Dana, TikTok Mexico Dana, TikTok Mexico Dana. That's all we're gonna get. If you want it, if you're like, I have got to know how that resort is there at El Cardonal at Diamante. Make sure you're following Ben Griffin and Dana on TikTok.
Yeah,
you'll find out.
28 to 1, Ben Griffin and Dana.
Ben and Dana, 28 to 1. I haven't looked on MGM, but if the numbers are better. I mean, I talked about him at the end of the show last week in regards to that girl in high school comparison that I made. Johnny V at 30 to 1. Give it to me,
man. Stop. You're taking mine to this today. You keep
Johnny V. He was a first name on the board. I was like, yep, I'm doing that one. I'm gonna have that one. Give me Johnny V. Just he doesn't have to use his terrible around the green play here. I mean, if he is, we're done. We're cooked. But give me the old man. Johnny V at 30 to 1 is definitely a lock. Like, I like Schmid a good bit. Don't know if he's going to fit on the card. Vegas is going to be there.
Yeah, he's on mine too. So we're in agreement on 2 of my first 3.
All right, give me your next one.
I'm doing it again. Daniel Berger, doing it again.
I had him on the short list. He's on the short list for me.
50 to 1. We just continue to see the good play. The guy can score. He just seems to make a lot of mistakes during a round, and I don't know if that's just him still trying to round into form, but I think a 50 to 1 Berger feels pretty good for this type of field. With what he's been doing lately, look at his last few events. He's 7th and then 35th and a 39th. I feel good that Berger he can give this one a good shot. So
Berger, a lot of people in this area they're gonna be excited about old Neil Titty Shipley. Isn't that what we call him? Neil Titty Shipley?
Mm-hmm.
He's a little longer, 55, 60 to 1. In limited starts on the PGA Tour, not been bad. Obviously made a name for himself at Augusta. But I mean, I'd rather have Boog. I'd rather have DB straight vibing. He loves boats. There's got to be boats around there somewhere on the Pacific coast. He loves water. And he's won on the PGA Tour before. And Neil Shipley looks like he probably doesn't love water as much because he is not in great shape. Probably needs to drink more water. And he probably doesn't like to take his shirt off. There's a lot of water out there. And His long hair is going to be bothering him, blowing all over the place. He's less aerodynamic. So when you're choosing between these guys, these are some of the things I think you have to think about. And I think Boog is the smarter play in that range.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of agreement here already.
Well, I've only got one more, and I'm going to go with Champions Retreat boy, Henrik Norlander. It's 75-1. He just another guy that feels like he can get on a course where you got to score. He certainly scores. The ball speed isn't necessarily there, but sometimes
you don't need
I don't know if when you're at a resort, you have a lot more freedom in the boob area. I feel like you can.
Because I was gonna say he has him and Neil both have A cups, strong A cups.
Yeah, and they just can be more free in a resort.
You just swing freely. There's a lot wider landing areas. Yeah. Because sometimes you're really trying to make sure you keep it in the fairway. Like you really got to squeeze, make everything a little tighter, a little more compact. And these guys this time they'll be able to like kind of let them breathe and.
Yeah, so that's the kind of hard hitting analysis that you get.
Yeah.
From us, because most people wouldn't know that. Most people wouldn't know that that's what happens for these type golfers like Norlander. But
see, we've been in the ropes, people. Like we know this. We know these things about these guys. Okay, this is why it's important that you research where you get your research from. Research your research, and if you got people like us, listen. I've hit golf balls next to Norlander many times. I've seen it all in action. Okay. And hopefully he doesn't listen to this podcast because he will call me out on this. If this ever gets back to him, he will call me out on this, and it would be bad.
If this was, but seriously,
I'm a huge fan.
If they were in Canada this week and it was going to be like 60 degrees, I would immediately cross them off the list.
60,
50.
It's gonna be
because it's all like it doesn't. There's not enough freedom.
Actually, Norlander, I gave him a look. I'm not in. All
right. Well,
I disagree with you. Well, on my champions boy, and that a lot of people know that I usually, especially in the fall, like that's I love to bet and lose money on Henrik Norlander. But I'm not doing it. I'm gonna go with another hard pick. I would say two hard picks. And actually, the theme of this show is titties. It's the Worldwide Titty Championship, Worldwide Titty Technology. Because there's a lot of so one of these guys also applies. But the first homer pick for me is we got to go. Smotherman at 120-1. As good as he's hitting the ball, Small Daddy is hitting it quite nicely. Guy is awful putting. I mean, just awful putting. But it's just regular old pass Palom. He's got his iron play's been tremendous. And I think ultimately this comes down to just throwing darts, giving yourself as many close looks as possible, converting on those, not missing greens. I mean, not missing hardly any greens, which he's already doing. It's not like EVR is well known for his putting either. And so I think Small Daddy has the ability to just stay hot with the irons and possibly catch lightning in a bottle for a week. And at triple digits, 120, 130 in this field, as hot as he's been, I'll take it. So I want Small Daddy at 120. The last one, getting back into on the titty train, is our boy Harry Higgs. Higgs is 200-1. Won how many times? Won twice on the Korn Ferry Tour this year.
Yeah.
Loves resort coastal courses. Go back and look at his PGA Tour record. The year he almost won the dang Bermuda when or did he win which one? Was it him or Brendan Todd? Remember when that happened? I think I had Higgs at like 200-1 and Todd shot like 7 under on round 4 to boat race him.
It was Bermuda that Higgs almost won.
He look at him in the Bahamas this year at the Korn Ferry Tour. He loves him. Harry Higgs loves coastal resort course vibes. He can let them buttons down, let them breathe a little bit, let the little sweater puppies out, let the front bags, fly. And I think he thrives in that scenario. And he's got his tour card locked up. He's going to be playing free, and he's turned his game around with a great year on the Korn Ferry Tour and earned his card back. So I think Higgs at 200-1, knowing that he's been through almost winning a PGA Tour event. He's been through it, and I get him down there at 200. I think we got to roll with Higgs. You like it?
Yeah, I know. I love it. I love Higgs. I had forgotten that he was in this field.
You got to be committed to really scrolling into the trash heap of this field, and then his name just shows up, and I'm like, dude, this guy's almost won on the tour, won twice on the Korn Ferry this year. Loves him some coastal resort spots. Like, that's a value at 200. So I'm in.
Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of great values, our friends at SoBet. Check it out if you've not already. If you're tired of tailing handicappers that you don't really know their record, you don't really know how well they're doing, you don't really get logic for their plays, they don't really tell you how many units they're risking per play, but you love to fire on sports. Now SoBet, I believe, is boasting over 100 handicappers for all sports, every sport imaginable on their platform, and you can download the app in iOS or Android stores. Go on the website, sobet.io, if you want. You can follow us on there. We put exclusive golf bets up there every single week. There's a golf tournament, but they absolutely crush it during NFL and college football season. Obviously, the NBA's back. They've got a bunch of cappers doing great job with the NBA. College basketball starts tonight, I think. Now $15 a month, just 50 cents a day. But if you use code TJ and click the link in the description, you get your first month for just $1. You can try it out. Take advantage of the football season being hot and heavy right now. Try it out for $1. You can cancel anytime, but you're not going to want to. SoBet's where it's at. Trust me on this. Give it a shot. SoBet, now going on 2-year partners of Tour Junkies. We appreciate them supporting us. So if you're a supporter of our show, of our content, try to support those that support us, because that's really what helps keep this train moving. So thank you to SoBet. Click the link in the description and give them a shot. Pat, let's talk top 20s. I mean, obviously, some of the names we just mentioned deep down the board for me, especially Smotherman, Higgs, big numbers in the top 20 market, 6-1, 4-1. I like, but talking about locks at the top, a name that we've not talked about. If I got to talk locks, the first name is going to be Doug Gim at plus 105. It doesn't. I still don't trust. I was looking at his name right there with Matty Schmid. I just, for whatever reason, I trust Matty Schmid right now more to win. Maybe it could be completely irrational. I mean, Gim is still third in my model in the quick, like, birdie fest model that I made, hitting it well, playing great this fall season. You can still get him at plus money, and that includes ties on DraftKings in the top 20 market at plus 105. So I'm going to go Higgs, and then Matty Schmidt, I mean, at plus 115, like I said, 88th in the FedEx Fall standings. Very close to being able to get up into that bubble territory if he has another few good weeks here, and definitely a win or another top 5 could vault him up there. So I'm going Matty Schmidt at plus 115 and Gim at plus 105 for the 2 locks.
Nice. Yeah, I had Gim written down, but I'll pivot then over to Ben Griffin at plus 130. By the way, that Gim number has shortened, because he was at plus 120 when I was looking at this earlier.
Oh, dear. Okay.
So people are kind of jumping on that. And then I'll go with Johnny Vegas. I really like him this week. He's at plus 150. He'll be my other top 20 lock.
I don't know what to think about Ben Griffin right this week. I don't know. Something
Ben
about
and Dana, man. Ben and Dana. It's their week.
Yeah. It's always their week. All right, give me a 4-1 bomb. 4-1 or longer top 20 bomb.
Going with a guy that's been playing well. And that is Wesley Bryan, DB, at plus 400. I know it feels bad, but just go back. Just look at his recent form. It's good. He's got a 13th a few weeks ago, a 37th, a T21. He's playing well.
All right. Are you able to I think this is I mean, Smotherman. I've just got to stick with Smotherman. I'm not going to get weird on it. I'm going with Smotherman. I've already made my case. I really believe in Smotherman. I mean, the putter may hold it. It was definitely going to hold him back to win, but top 20, I think he can still putt like he normally does and be that good of a ball striker here and pull out the top 20. 4-1, including ties. I'll go there. All right, let's talk a little bit of DFS, Pat. DFS. Let's pull this up.
It's daily fantasy sports.
That is daily fantasy sports. Yes.
Oh.
Do we do that? Are we doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I feel like it's all right. Cam Young cannot even get the top spot in the DraftKings out. And I mean, somebody at DraftKings was like, maybe not. Maybe they don't even. Maybe no. There's probably no like if you're the DraftKings price maker person. There's probably no like oversight for you during the fall golf season. You just kind of get to do it however you want. I bet.
Yeah.
But somebody,
they give it to like a new person just to kind of see how he does, and they'll just be like, "Hey,
yeah."
But they may not even like check his work. Like they might even just 2 weeks from now remember that, hey, we had Ronald doing the golf stuff.
The janitor? Yeah. We had him set the lines. Yeah, because I feel like I feel like as long as DraftKings has been doing it, Cam Young, I don't know, just somebody's just like, yeah, we'll let Max Grayson be the top dog. Yeah, we're gonna do that, and you're gonna like it, and everybody's gonna deal with it. But if this were in the spring, and you had the same field, no football, I don't think it would have fly. I don't think it would fly.
Yeah, I agree.
So that being said, are you gonna play Cam Young in DFS?
I might. Yeah. I might. I think he deserves a little respect because he didn't get to be the top guy. And we obviously know with a field like this, there's other chances, to get some cheap guys in here that you like a Harry Higgs or an Austin Smotherman. I could play some Cam Young and be okay with it. He's certainly going to be chalky.
Is he? I mean, I was just about to say it'll be interesting to see where his ownership falls because I don't know. I don't know. So it's kind of some top tier pivots. I mean, I think like a guy like Harris English is going to be a potential pivot, even though he's had a couple good finishes. Because I mean, at least just looking at some of the model numbers that my model spit out, he doesn't rank very well despite the good finishes because obviously he does it all with short game, and it's not like that's a requirement here. Is having great short game. So I think he could be a pivot. Lucas Glover, I've got my eye on. He ranks really well for me, and he's obviously playing well. He may not be a pivot, but he'll be chalk that I might take on. Do we know why Mav McNeely? What happened to him at the Zozo? Did he just
anyway?
You wait a minute. You robot voiced. What'd you say?
I don't think I want to mess with Mav anyway.
See, I think I'm kind of interested. I'm kind of interested in Mav. But that's just kind of more of a gut feel for me. Truthfully, I will play almost no DFS this week, just so that we're all clear. Is Rico, is Pat Perry Sr.'s favorite player, Rico Hoey, going to be a possible pivot? Because I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it.
I think he could be a pivot. I mean, I think he warrants ownership because how well he's been playing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he'll be a decent pivot in this range. I mean, look, this whole 8K.
Nobody's going to be like super excited to play any of these guys.
There's not.
Maybe Johnny V. I think people like Johnny V. Rico, 85th in the FedEx standings. He's got some work to do, but he's close. He can smell it. The guy that I made fun of a couple weeks ago, that goofy hat, I mean, he can't win because he keeps wearing that stupid hat. But at 7,400, Joe Highsmith is playing quite well. He's 7th in my model. The guy is 126th. He's on that, like, keep your full status bubble. 126th, T16, T6, T13 in his last 3 out of his last 4 starts. Doing it with a lot of short game, which you don't love, but the iron play is not terrible. Kind of a very beta hitter, which you would expect with a guy wearing that hat. But Joe Highsmith is, 7,400, probably going to be pretty low owned. I think I might rock with some Joe Highsmith. Or I could have this completely wrong and everybody might be on to his good play right now, obviously.
What do you think about, this is a name we haven't talked.
That robot voice again. Here we go.
Suh.
Oh, I don't like Justin Suh.
He's been playing better. And he was 4th here last year.
Yeah, I don't like Justin Suh. Has he been playing better? Like what? I mean, kind of. If you like 40th, 42nd place finishes in these fall events, I guess he's been playing better. He's probably been playing the same. The field's just been coming down to him. Pat, we've lost Pat. Are we gonna lose? There we go. We got him. You there, Pat?
I totally, the Wi-Fi totally went out. Just went out.
Mother.
We might have to get to the specials part of the shows in a hurry. Is all I
Yeah,
can
we got to
say.
get there in a hurry. I got 2 more names that I want to throw out there as possible pivots. I don't know if they are or not. Joseph Bramlett, 7,200. Bramlett bombs it. Iron play's been really well. Horrible putter. Literally lost 11 strokes putting in Vegas. 11. Still made the cut. Finished 52nd. I don't know. I just got a feeling about Bramlett. And then Nick Hardy. Nick Hardy's starting to kind of turn up. Friend of the podcast, good dude. Iron play's been really, really good. Hits it, good total driver. 23rd here last year. Hardy at 7,300. I don't know if people are onto him. I know Pat Mayo's usually a fan of his, but he doesn't do a lot of content these days in the fall for golf. Maybe he slips under the radar a little bit. Those are some more pivots I fancy. Anything else on the DFS front?
I took a gander at Hardy too.
Did you? All right.
So I do like that. And then, we talked about Smoth Daddy a good bit on the betting portion, but I do like him also.
We're the Hardy boys. Look at us. All right, we'll attack round 1 in the Discord, Tour Junkies Discord. If you're not already a member, you should be. Get in there, get involved. People talking NFL, people having community, people being friendly, people sharing music they like, and there's occasional golf talk on there. It's a little quiet in the fall. That is for sure. It's a little quiet in the fall, but we have a good time. But I do tend to throw out my round 1 prop bets on Underdog. You need to get involved on Underdog as well. If you haven't already, link in the description. The code gets you up to $250 in bonus bets, bonus cash there on Underdog. So check it out. We'll try to take advantage of the Worldwide Technology Championship round 1. And hopefully our friends at BTN will help us do that. And then when we do get ShotLink back, love playing on Underdog and then tracking it with the new Bet the Number prop tracker. That's going to be a blast. Let's get to our parlay and then our tour players as cabinet positions, and we will get out of here as long as Pat stays with us and doesn't go off the grid. Pat, why don't you, since I can see you right now and you're moving normally, hit me with your parlay first.
All right, real quick. I'm going with 2. I'm going to go with a 3-legger also. And I'm going with 2 anytime touchdown scorers that are minus money, but I'm going with Jamar Chase, okay, and Derrick Henry, who scores every week anyway. So that one feels easy, but he's minus 265. Jamar Chase is minus 120. And then I'm going Matty Schmid at plus 115, top 20. So this pays 3-1, DB, 3-1.
Okay, we're similar. Now I'm scared though. I guess now I'm concerned that both of us hit, but we do have one play in common. That is the Derrick Henry anytime touchdown bet. It does just feel like, yes, you're paying a lot of juice. The books know it. We all know it, but it does feel like it's just an inevitability at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So Derrick Henry anytime touchdown. I'm going my boy Chase Brown. I'm a Chase Brown guy. Like I
love
like
that
Chase
dude.
Brown. I picked him up late last year. He kind of got me into the, gave me a little run towards the end of the season. Drafted him this year, thought he would come up and do something at the beginning of the year. I'm like, Zach Moss, what? Held on to him, and I'm grateful I held on to him because now he's the lead dog with Zach Moss being out. I'm going Chase Brown anytime touchdown as well in that Bengals offense. And then I'm going Harry Higgs, top 40. Top 40 plus 170 on DraftKings. So those 3 get you at plus 553. That is my Thursday Night Football and PGA Tour parlay. All right, so we need 3 touchdowns out of guys: Jamar Chase, Chase Brown, and Derrick Henry. And then you need Schmid top 20, and I need Higgs top 40, and we hit for the people. Hey, if you're the people and you want to tail along with us, let us know in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, comment that you're tailing or you're not tailing or you're fading one leg of our play or you're going to do something different. Let us know what you're doing for Thursday Night Football. That would be exciting for us to see. Maybe people who actually know what they're talking about. That'd be a good time. So let us know on that. Let's wrap it up, Pat. Like I said, it is Election Day Eve, and everybody's talking about the election. We're all ready for it to be freaking over. But, I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, let's do something election-y, and let's talk about cabinet positions. Positions, administration, the new administration comes in, they kick everybody out, and then they bring in their people. We're not talking about who the president would be here in terms of PGA Tour players, but thinking about some cabinet positions and who you think would make interesting people for those positions. I got a couple of them that I think were like automatically one dude, but then I started thinking I got a couple I'm going to name for some other ones. So you want to popcorn this thing? Why don't you start? Just pick one.
All right, I'm gonna start with the education. Okay, Department of Education. And I just think this would be funny. And he's not from the U.S., but I don't care. He's going to be a naturalized.
Yeah.
Adam Svensson.
Stop. No, that's
Yes.
You can't do that.
How funny that would be. He'd be like,
but that's detrimental. That is detrimental to the youth of America, and that's not funny. Like, a part of it's funny. I get the joke. I get what you're trying to do, but come on.
Yeah, I like it.
The guy is. Come on.
Okay, well,
I can't believe you said Adam Svensson. That's terrible. Okay, I did go kind of that route with the Department of Education guy, but he was my second tier choice. Like, I would want this guy to be on the staff of the main guy so that we could have a little fun. Because I do think the kids need a little fun and I think they need a slightly different education than what they're getting. My leader of the Department of Education, and it is a no-brainer to me, has got to be Tony Finau. Anybody with that many damn kids.
Yeah, that's
just,
a good one.
He takes his kids with him every week. My wife the other night was like, the Finau TikTok is just my favorite TikTok account. And I watched some videos. I'm like, this is like John and Kate +8 Mormon Golf Edition 2024. They're just this wholesome traveling family. Although I think the John and Kate +8 people ended up being terrible, but they're wholesome. They're traveling. He's got all these kids. They seem like great kids. Tony's a great dude. It's got to be Tony. Tony will set us up. We might all be Mormon by the end of it, but the society will function well. Our kids will be smart. But the total antithesis of Tony Finau, but serving under him that has some influence, just because we know this guy and he does have kids, at least one, I think, and he's hilarious. I think Mark Hubbard. You got to find a position in the cabinet for Mark Hubbard, just because
that's a good one.
Because he'll get in there and like he'd specialize in later education, and really teach some of the kids things they need to know, like life skills. I think Hubbs would be really good at that.
Mm-hmm.
I got one. This one was really easy for me. One name only. Secretary of Agriculture. You need a guy knows how to get his hands dirty, knows how to plow the fields, knows how to, make America healthy or whatever again, knows how to, grow stuff, knows how to cultivate, sow some seed, get up early in the morning, maybe lift a bale of hay, maybe use a pitchfork, milk a cow, and he got a lot of publicity for this over in the UK when they called him the big game hunter. And it's the wee boy from down under St. Simons, Georgia, Mr. Brian Harmon. You got to put Brian Harmon as he's going to have to stand on a stool. He's going to have to stand on a stool for every speech he does or interview he does, but he'll get us all right. Tractor riding Harmon. We'll all be eating better vegetables and stuff. We won't have like fake meat, like, weird stuff going on. Hunting will be, we'll be regulating deer populations as necessary. I think Brian Harmon's a man for the job.
So I had Harmon also for agriculture.
Yeah, I had to pick a Southern boy for that. Like somebody.
There's just no. By the way, from Savannah originally.
From
I know he
Savannah,
lives in St. Simons now, but Harmon was definitely the guy. Now, if you really wanted to have the guy, it would be Boo Weekly.
Boo Weekly, yes.
I mean, Boo
We gotta
Weekly
find a
went
spot
to
for Boo.
ABAC. He went to
Yeah,
ABAC.
Brian and Mary. I love that Pat's camera just went out right there. And people going, ABAC? What is ABAC? Is that some sort of a paramilitary organization? No, ABAC is a agricultural school in the South. My mother-in-law went to ABAC. They teach you how to do farmer stuff, I think. Anyway, that's Boo Weekly. We'd have to find a spot for Boo Weekly for sure. If for anything other than just like getting him on a mic, he's got to be on a mic. Has Pat's face frozen in the perfect spot like I'm seeing, or is it just me? I need to know. Long Money Larry saying no screenshots. That has to mean that Pat's face is frozen exactly the way that I see it here. This is awesome. And it happens right at this. I knew it was going to happen right. Oh, now he's back. Okay. You there?
One more.
What'd you say?
I said I only have one more of these.
All right, hurry. Go.
Treasury. Secretary of Treasury's got to be Patrick Cantlay. You cannot have a personality. You got to be born. You got to have some knowledge of different things going all around you when it comes to the finance world. Patrick Cantlay would be the perfect fit to be the Secretary of Treasury.
Okay, I thought about Cantlay. Cantlay wants to be the Secretary of Treasury, okay? And I know he's got all the financial endorsements and stuff, but what if I told you, Pat, that you could have all the boring finance intelligence BS that Patrick Cantlay brings, but you could also sprinkle in some personality, a guy who's willing to kind of roll the dice, which could be beneficial at times.
Could be, potentially.
A guy who would certainly, help states like Georgia legalize gambling quicker. We got to go Phil. That's Phil is born for that job.
I could see that, but I could also see that totally wrecking the country.
Okay, what if I paired Phil with who I actually think could be smarter than Patrick Cantlay, but nicer than Cantlay, less douchey than Cantlay, and like Cantlay's like fake, like wanna be this guy, and this guy is this guy, and it's young Mav McNeely. Like Mav's a smart finance guy. His dad comes from right.
Oh yeah, Sun Microsystems. His dad started that company, and
There you go.
Mav comes from the. He definitely could do it. I think you're right. Mav
So
could
maybe
do
you
it.
pair Phil with Mav. It's like the Hubs Finau combo.
Yeah, you would need Mav to kind of rein Phil in on some things for sure.
I have two more. Department of Homeland Security. Now this one is also I have a two-parter for the rest of these. I got tag teams here.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you know on tour in the last couple of years that's been an alpha? Okay, when it comes to protecting the field, you know what I mean? Because every year, almost every tournament, we see some dude trying to get away with some rule thing, some dude trying to, take advantage of the tournament, the people in the tournament, take advantage of them, kind of cheat his fellow man a little bit because he wants to bend the rules. There's one guy who's been in a couple of hot mic controversial, situations, and he said no. And he doesn't care who you are because he's done it to a couple of high-profile players, including one we've talked about on this show tonight.
I'm thinking Zach Johnson.
No, but that's actually not.
Or Billy Horschel.
No, Victor Hovland.
Yeah, Victor is. Okay, I'm with you.
Remember,
Zach Johnson's done the same kind of stuff.
Zach Johnson has, but I can't. I don't want to. I can't have 4 years of Zach Johnson. We're done with Zach Johnson being in any sort of leadership position. Hovland called out Berger at the Players. Remember that? Him and Berger got into it when Joel was there. And wasn't it Tom Kim that he got into it with recently? I can't remember who it was. Put in the comments if you remember. But Hovland protects this house. You know what I mean? And even though he's Norwegian, that's what we're doing. But I'm pairing him with Captain America, Patrick Reed, because
Oh goodness.
we're gonna kind of have dueling. It's kind of a we need more of this in politics, right? Where you got two different people with like similar interests but slightly different ideals, and they kind of come together and they got to compromise. It's like Phil and Mav. It's like Finau and Hubs, Reed and Hovland. Hovland spent his career protecting people from criminals like Patrick Reed. Patrick Reed knows the system. He's a gangster. He's done it. I think he could help Hovland. So I think that those two make a good pairing. Last one, Secretary of Defense. Pat, I can't believe you don't have this one, because this is your boy. I mean, if the PGA Tour just glazed anyone all year, do you know what that, the kids are using that term nowadays, Pat, glazing?
I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah. If the PGA Tour glazed anyone for his ability to defend and be a badass and be an alpha all year, we had a few weeks kind of run where we were force fed. And but I think it makes sense. I think he steps up to the job, and I think he delivers for the people. And that's your boy Jake Knapp, the bouncer.
Oh yeah,
you got to have Jake. You got to have Jake defending the nation against foreign enemies, or domestic and abroad, whatever the term is. But like the pairing system, I'm putting him with Siwoo Kim, because I got to find a way to get Siwoo on the cabinet. And I know Siwoo would also kind of be like a little bit of a cowboy out there, kind of, wanting to hit the red button. Jake would ultimately be the alpha, but every now and then, like, we might need to hit the red button. Siwoo kind of firing on that, being aggressive at times. I think that could work for our benefit as a nation.
Yeah. He, bridge the gap with, other nations. Siwoo.
Yeah, like North Korea. I mean, if we had conflict in North Korea, who do you want at the controls other than Siwoo? I actually thought about making the Siwoo, the South Korean contingent, all of them at like Department of Defense. Yeah, Chris said Tom Kim's more violent. Like putting Siwoo, Ben-On, Tom, maybe Sung Jae, KH, just the whole South Korean contingent being our defense team, I think is not actually a bad move. But you got to have Jake in there as the bouncer. He's the muscle.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for putting up with us. Hopefully this was entertaining at some level. Pat doesn't seem too entertained, but I know his internet is is giving it fits.
It's
maybe by
ridiculous.
2025. Maybe by 2025. Pat will have his internet figured out. Year 10.
I don't know what to say.
Year 10. Oh, I will say, Pat, that people don't want us to leave just yet, because Justice4Peanut has been going around the internet, and it's made its way around the Discord today. People want to hear your thoughts on that.
I don't know who is Peanut.
God, I knew it. I knew it. You don't know?
I have not looked at anything on social media today.
Pat, literally the election could be won or lost based on Peanut.
Who the hell is Peanut?
Seriously, you can't even take a guess?
I mean, there could be so many peanuts. I don't know. Is it a bowl peanut? Is it a roasted peanut? I don't know.
Well, I don't know what he is, but he's a dead peanut. He's dead. The deep state literally took his life. And you don't know about this.
I don't have anything else to say, because
is Pat gonna fake being frozen? What if Pat's faking being frozen now? He's like, dude, Peanut the squirrel. They literally brought the SWAT team in, kicked the door down, and took Peanut the squirrel from his owner of like 11 years that he'd known since birth. This domesticated squirrel, because some hoe on TikTok or whatever felt like it was a crime against animals or whatever, and they took the squirrel and then euthanized him and his brother, the raccoon. I can't remember the raccoon's name. Somebody put the raccoon's name in the chat. Yeah, literally,
why would you do that to a squirrel?
Like the government came in this dude's house, took his 2 kids, which happened to be a squirrel. We're a big squirrel show, by the way. Don't know if you've noticed. Our mascot is a blind squirrel. We care about all squirrels.
I'm very upset about
Even
this. I
disabled
wish you
squirrels.
hadn't. Why did you even have to tell me about this? I could have figured it out on my own and mourned properly. But now you got to tell me this right now.
Because you need to be aware of it. You need to be aware of it immediately. Justice4Peanut is not that. It's not a joke. Like it's going down. People can literally come in your house now, take your animals, and then euthanize them because somebody in the comments thinks that you shouldn't have a squirrel or a raccoon that you've had since they were puppy squirrels and raccoons or whatever they call them.
Is there I mean, you don't have to say this. We don't need to get into it. But is there a candidate that understands what happened to Peanut and is just outraged?
I haven't seen anything from. Can somebody please put the name of the raccoon in the dang comments? I got to know the name of the raccoon that they took too, because Peanut's getting all the action, but the raccoon as well. I don't know what the. I have not seen either candidate address this. I haven't seen it. Maybe they have. Oh, Fred. Fred's the raccoon's name. So Fred the raccoon, Peanut, both brothers, chilling at the house one day like they have for over a decade, I think, with this guy, making videos on TikTok, hundreds of thousands of followers on TikTok, I think, minding their own damn business, not hurting anybody. But because somebody on social media complained enough to the right people and it worked its way up the ladder, literal authorities came into this man's house with a warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon and took the 2 and then killed them. And allegedly, Peanut was a Yankees fan. And they took him before the World Series was over, which may have been a good thing. He died like not knowing necessarily that his Yankees lost, that maybe he died. His last thought was that they could have come back and they didn't. But allegedly, there are tapes of him with a Yankees hat on. He was a New Yorker. This happened in New York.
I don't want to talk about this anymore. It's really upsetting, and it's just this is.
I mean, as a squirrel show, though, we have to. Our civic duty. We have a responsibility to rodentia.
Is there a GoFundMe page?
I'm sure.
For
well, I mean, what are we funding?
Can I send flowers to somebody? Like what?
I would send flowers. I would send flowers.
Okay, I'll see if I can figure that out.
All right. Justice4Peanut. May your screens be green. Bend over your bookies. See ya.